All right. Hey guys, this is William. Um, playing G6 game. So we're playtesting some G6, although only a very, very small number of cards and whatever. I just want to play. I didn't want to argue about decks. Um, okay. Magician, Baker, pretty solid combination. Porcelain Maker. Ooh, that looks quite good. Before you play an improvement with a printed clay cost, get 2 food and clay. Oh, that seems really good. Yeah, maybe I should do that. And then I can take clay seller on the rebound. Yeah, that looks good to me. Or hopefully get magician back. Yeah, so I'm hoping to get miners with clay cost, so that I can get 2 food. Because if you think of it like engineer gives 2 food whenever you play a improvement with the stone cost, and those are that's more expensive. But those cards are also generally better to play, so I don't know. We'll see. It'll probably depend a lot on what other cards I have, whether or not I can do it. But at the very least, it'll be worth like 3 or 4 clay and I don't know, 6 or 8 food. Should be pretty easy to get that out of it. Should make my feeding in the first 2 harvests really easy, because I can just draft clay miners a little higher than normal. So yeah, playing a it's EIKWM France deck, and then with Donbuzz AY Collection 2016, which is G4, G5, G6, but it's not very many of each of them. I guess I could search for it. I think Wellfly should just use the G4, G5 checkboxes, and then you can still use Donba's collection. Just means that all of G4, G5 will be in there randomly rather than just like these, I don't know, like 20 cards or whatever. Because I think that's a really fun deck. There are a couple really weak cards in G4, G5, but there's a lot of really good stuff, and I think it allows for a very wide variety of play. Um, like it allows for a lot of different styles. And I think it makes older decks even better because it takes some weak cards and makes the situations you would play them in more likely to come around. Oh wow, she passed Educator. So let's look at the new cards here. Clay Curator. If you're in a clay cut, 1 bonus point for each clay improvement, and for every 2 rooms. That'd be a good amount of points. Might come around. Stone Baron. Get bonus points if you go to a stone house. Okay, so those two kind of compete with each other. Um, that card, Peat Cutter. You can replace Reed with clay, kind of like brushwood. No, I'll pass. Feast Planner looks okay. And then I know Cattle Dealer is good. I know Fences Overseer is good. But best card far and away is Educator. So between Educator, if I can first pick Educator, or if I can play it in round 1, and then I can do a minor improvement with Porcelain Maker, like play Educator for free, then on the expensive occupation spot play Porcelain Maker, then my second action can be starting player um, Clay Miner into like Reedstone Food. So yeah, this draft will probably go longer because whenever you have new cards, you gotta take a bit more time to read them and think about them. But yeah, Wallfly must have had a pretty good first pick if she passed me Educator. Educator is really strong. So hope you guys have been enjoying the videos recently. Feel free to send me an email or comment on the YouTube anytime. Agricolaattorney@gmail.com is the one, and it's also listed on the YouTube channel if you go to the About or description page. Um, yeah. I did broadcast originally on twitch.tv/Play-agricola. Okay. Well, um, okay, so I can see Donba picked a bunch of cards. Okay, this is why Donba likes this collection. Because he's got a bunch of combo cards in it. A lot of combo cards. Um, so yeah, I know Social Climber is fine. I know Clay Hut Builder is fine. Stone Owner. Store Owner. 1 bonus point whenever I build a major improvement. With Porcelain Maker, that seems like a pretty easy pick. And then if Social Climber comes back around, I can go up to a stone house early, maybe. Depending. Depending on how things go. But yeah, pretty much all the major improvements have a clay cost except for Well, Basket Maker's Workshop, and Joinery. So all I need to do is plan on buying the fireplace, upgrading it, building one of the ovens, and get pottery, and very easy amount of stuff. So yeah, clay, get a 2 food and a clay before paying the cost, which is really, it's before paying the cost, which is fantastic. And then store owner, you get a bonus point. Stone, vegetable, wood, grain, sheep, clay. Okay. Acrobat is good with educator. Raining maniac is not good with educator. Layabout is decent with educator. Um, woodworker, prosecutor. Prosecutor is actually okay. Honor student is pretty interesting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Problem is with honor student, bottom to top, it would be difficult for me to get the stone and the so I'd have to play honor student before porcelain maker, which is doable. So what would I get out of it? Wood, grain, sheep, clay. Vegetable, wood, grain, sheep, clay. That's really good return. Alternatively, I could do prosecutor, and prosecutor would make my majors cheaper, save me on stone. I'll give honor student a try. What? That's obviously not right. Yeah, okay. I was gonna say, a bunch of cards I've taken already, plus a pile I've already seen. Okay, martial artist is actually quite playable with educator, but the problem is it goes really goes against my porcelain maker. Um, if I have okay, martial artist could be really good with the educator. Um, Baker, I think Baker might be my pick here though, because Baker pushes me towards getting the ovens, which is good. I want to do that. Plus, I would really want to get a miner like grain cart, for example, would be really good. Is this too all in if I take Baker here? It's kind of all in. Martial artist, I want to play to combo with porcelain maker. I don't know. All right. Feast planner, forest farmer. I think clay curator, right? I mean, stone baron is good for getting me stone to play majors, but I think clay curator is putting me kind of all in on one strategy. Is that bad? I mean, it might be bad. Thing is, if I can have a half decent farm. Oh, and I got social climber back. Okay, there's my way of getting stone. Problem solved. Problem is, I can only use stone social climber once, but that's not such a big deal. Okay, best card here is Granary. Um, well, no, House Goat is the best. Um, Tithe Barn. Whenever you play an occupation, you can build a stable at no cost afterwards. That's good. Coffee Break is great with the Educator because I can play all my occupations nice and early. Granary is great with the Educator. So the question is the extra point from Porcelain or from Clay Curator and the stuff from Porcelain Maker worth pushing me in that direction? That's difficult to say. Do I want to pass House Goat? House Goat's great, but I'm pretty sure I could get Tithe Barn or Granary out of this pile if I take Coffee Break here. Oh, maybe I need to do that the other way around. I'm not sure. Yeah, maybe I didn't need to take Coffee Break. Maybe I should have taken Granary instead, because Granary gives me more grain, and I said I wanted a minor improvement that gave me grain. Especially grain over time with Baker would be is quite nice. But yeah, so I play Educator, then I play Honor Student, then I play Porcelain Maker, probably in that order. Alright, Abandoned Quarry. That's pretty good. 3 different building resources of your choice. I guess it's not bad. It's good for the joiner, whoever took it. Let's see this tide mill because it's a clay cost. You can turn a grain and place 3 food on the next round space. Um, yeah, even if I never use it, it's only cost me 2 clay, 2 clay for 2 points. And then maybe Slaughterhouse comes back. Slaughterhouse might be playable in this game. Maroskak saying my video might be ahead of the sound. Have you guys been noticing that? Um, I definitely got that comment that audio and video were out of sync on a previous video. What I might just have to do is go back and look at this later and see. Speaking that, you should probably take it. Okay, here we can do a quick check. My mouse is over the now wait button. My mouse is over wallfly. Was that out of order? Or out of sync? But yeah, my sequence: play educator, play honor student, play porcelain maker, then probably social climber, and then the other three are all bonus point or store owner. Yeah, store owner too. So what? Educator, honor student, porcelain maker, store owner, social climber, then clay curator, probably baker, clay curator, and like that. That's most likely going to be the best. D-Mark says seems okay to me, and Maroskok says looks fine. Yeah, sometimes I just do that. Sometimes I regret my decisions as I've decided to make them. My body's just taken the moment to catch up to my mind when the decision's already been made. Anyways, yeah, this clay curator seems like it could be totally broken. If I can do 4-room stone house, each of my clay miners will be worth 1 point extra. So it's possible that Damba put this collection together with those kinds of combinations in mind. Best card here is probably Farmer's Straw Hat. Although I don't have a reason for baking early, since I am going to probably do ovens. Yeah, Farmer's Straw Hat, I think. Haystack's great, but I'd have no way of fulfilling the requirements. Farmer's Straw Hat is quite a good card. Free point. The requirement should be pretty easy to get. Millstone could be okay, but I think the food from Millstone will come too late. Maybe I take Millstone with my second pick. So yeah, there are going to be a bunch of cards probably that you guys aren't familiar with what they do exactly. At any time, you can pause the video, go to Play-agricola.com, and then click on this button, Create and Discuss New Cards. And then you can go to whatever deck it's from, so like G6, and then search. And Tide Mill, there it is. So you can take the time to read it and think about it. So the downside of the way I'm drafting is I'm drafting not the best cards, I'm drafting the best cards, the cards that go with my strategy, which is Clay Curator, Porcelain Maker. So the downside of that is I'm passing good cards to my opponent, but if my farm just synergizes so well, which I think it will, then it doesn't matter. So only thing is, the only way I have to feed right now is the porcelain maker. So at least early on. So we'll see how that progresses. Birthday card. Whenever any player uses the family growth without room space, you receive 2 food. So that's like 1 wood for 6 food. About. That's pretty good. Whenever you take sheep, you get an additional sheep. Okay. Whenever you play this card, immediately plow a field. Straw thatched hut. Straw thatched hut makes it very easy for me to expand my rooms, but the grain is going to be pretty expensive. Unless I try to do, even if I do like 4 or 3 rooms at once, I think it'd be too expensive. Yeah, Winter Deadwood could be a point. It's an easy starting player minor early on. Probably birthday card. I mean, 6 food towards the end of the game could be very useful. Alternatively, I could do like buried treasure, get stone from it. I don't know. I think rather than doing a bunch of actions, doing 2-point plows, I would rather do 2-point major improvements. Or more than 2 points. Like the fireplace is worth 2 points for me right now, which is pretty silly. Granary came back. Perfect. Oh, scrapyard plow is interesting. I didn't even consider it. Whenever you plow, you can discard 1 minor improvement from your hand to plow an additional field. That's pretty good. But granary is too much better for me. Way too much better for me to pass it. It's pretty much exactly what I needed. Like if I didn't get granary, I was really hoping for granary or like grain cart. Yeah, grain cart or something like that. Some way of making it easy for me to get a couple grain at once. Um, yeah, so I think Abandoned Willow is not really doing anything for me. Actually, Abandoned Willow Boundary Stone is a pretty good combo. Although I'm not sure if you can remove a central field. I don't remember. We definitely have a ruling on that somewhere. I think I'm going to take Slaughterhouse. I mean, it's pretty expensive, but clay improvement, 2 stone and 1 clay for 3 points and some food. It's pretty good. Millstone came all the way around. Brewery's okay, but the conversion is no better than Tide Mill, and it's unlikely I'll have 11 grain at the end of the game, because that's how many you need to actually get points from the 9th grain. Because you got to pay 2, of course. That's the problem with Brewery. You have to pay grain to play it, which you don't want to do because you want to accumulate those grain. It's usually better to keep the grain and sow them, or to bake one of them and sow the other one or whatever. So yeah, pretty good. My plan is pretty clear. I wonder if Wallfly got Chamberlain. If you got Chamberlain, I'm happy about that because my birthday card got even better. Because birthday card will get triggered more often from the family growth without room space. I guess it could only be four food, which is not that good for a late game minor improvement. I think it's a perfectly fine starting player action though. Like it's a fine starting player around 12 when family growth is not taken. Although if it came out, it would have been taken. So we'll see. I wish there was a way for me to downgrade from a stone house to a clay hut. Or if there's that one card that lets you renovate from a stone house back to a wood house, which is would actually be useful for me in this game. Because I could use my social climber twice and then renovate back to wood and then renovate back to clay, which satisfies the clay curator. I'll show you guys my cards again while we're waiting. So porcelain maker, whenever you play an improvement with a clay cost, I get 2 food and a clay. So that'll be worth a ton of food for me and some nice clay. Store owner, educator, obviously super strong. Play occupations without going on the space. Store owner, when you build major improvements, you get a bonus point. Honor student will give me some goods from playing occupations. Baker, standard, clay curator, ton of bonus points at the end of the game. Yeah, and then the effect of like my minor improvements isn't. I'm not even that. Doesn't even matter. It's just that porcelain maker, clay curator is such a strong combination that it doesn't really matter what their effect is. It just matters that they have a printed clay cost. So far, I have 4 of them: coffee break, tide mill, granary, slaughterhouse. But this is just another example of why educator is so strong, because normally it would be difficult to get all these occupations out early enough to be able to use them. Might be able to use my porcelain maker in round 1, depending on well, if Intel does 3 wood and Wallfly does reedstone food, it's definitely possible. Definitely possible. Intel plays speculator. Uh, Major improvement for free at the start around 9. That's pretty decent. I guess round 9's a really good time for one of the ovens. Or pottery. Or Basket Maker's Workshop. Yeah, Basket Maker's Workshop for free with Speculator. Looks like that would be really strong. Basket Maker's Workshop or Stone Oven for a ton of food. Yeah, quite nice. Especially if you compare it to the card that gives you, I guess that one you have to pay for, so. Wallfly plays Peat Cutter, okay. I guess it lets her get that first fireplace, which is good. I need to acquire food, so I do reedstone food. And then I'm fine with second action millstone if it comes, starting player comes all the way back to me. That would be fine. Then I would play educator, then educator with porcelain maker, and then my second action might be well, I guess I couldn't play coffee break this early. I don't want to. I would rather play something else. Yeah, and I don't want to play porcelain maker yet anyways. I would want to play honor student because I want to get that vegetable from honor student. That like that getting the vegetable from honor student actually makes probably a huge difference. Although educator honor student will let me, and porcelain maker might let me steal the fireplace from Wallfly, depending on how stuff works. Yeah, it'll give me some flexibility. Intel grabs the 2 clay fireplace, the 2 clay anyways, so Wallfly might do fireplace here, and I'll do starting player. Yeah, fireplace. So I do starting player millstone. So then I'll do educator and then play honor student. Honor student gives me a clay. Then I'll need to do something that gives me 2 food. So it'll probably be I don't know what it'll be, but we'll see. I get the educator out nice and early so that I capitalize on all these early game occupation actions. Unfortunately, the 2 clay fireplace is gone. I would have liked to have bought it and then upgraded it to a cooking hearth, trigger the store owner a couple times. But that's fine. Well, if Wallfly passes on occupation here, I'll play an occupation, no problem. I'd be actually, I prefer occupation to a 2 food action. I come out 1 food ahead that way. So that'd be no problem with me. I know, I think Manentites has ranted about this, about saving your second occupation for the expensive occupation spot because it only costs 1 food there and it's pretty easy to get on. It's no problem with me to get that. If I hadn't been able to grab starting player, would it still be worth playing educator next round? Yeah, I think so. Probably worth playing educator as soon as you can. Okay, building planner. You can build each item and pay 2 wood less. Oh, that's pretty strong. I guess it's okay. The 4 fences is kind of expensive, I guess. So I'll play honor student. Sets me back 3 food. So then I want to grab food. It can be pretty much anything. I'll do day labor. I want there to be more food in the game because I've been the one that played educator. So yeah, I want. So unfortunately, I do miss out on the stone from honor student, but not really too worried about that. When you play this card, you receive a food. Okay, that's kind of pointless. So I can grab one of the traveling players actions, or I can do like 4 clay. 4 clay is probably fine here for me. Um, I guess there's reedstone food. Do I want to do reedstone food? I think I probably want the 4 clay because then I can do starting player granary at some point. Okay, Wallfly playing tree trimmer. Okay, just a thing that gets her some more wood. So I'll play an occupation, and I'll play porcelain maker. So from now on, my occupations only cost me they only cost me 2 food each time. So yeah, I think my goal for this game, 4 room clay house. Um, so I want to do this so that I can second action cooking hearth. And Anus left, so might have been a quit there. Maybe not. I don't know. Shouldn't assume, but see, he normally plays with like new CZ Rush and stuff like that. Yeah, he said. Yeah, plays with all the Asian players. Sometimes they quit when they're playing with me. At least that's what I've observed. He's thinking, but he's still in the game. I don't know. That's confusing. Who knows what he's doing? So yeah, I want to get a cooking hearth because I want to be able to eat that next sheep that I'm gonna get from the next occupation that I'll play. Also lets me contest for the 2 sheep that are there on that space with wallfly. I guess it's more likely Anise. Yeah, Anise. So I get to take that, and then I get to do something. Like what? Now let's do this. Get, oh, this does mean I lose out on store owner. I would like to play store owner. Maybe I just do coffee break here, and then when the coffee breaks up, then I do social climber store owner. It's difficult. I think I'll do that though. So it only costs me 2 clay thanks to my thing, and then I get 2 food. And then I can always upgrade it at some point in the future, and upgrading it will get me clay. And if Wallfly grabs the 3 sheep, it's not really a problem because then I'll do traveling players or fishing. And that'll be fine. Yeah, definitely wanted to get a major improvement because I want to be able to eat that sheep that I'm gonna get from my next occupation. I imagine Anise will grab 2 reed and then build 2 rooms at once. That's pretty good. Not shabby at all. Intel did fishing. Okay. I gotta always remind myself of what these random occupations are just because I'm not familiar with them. So clay instead of reed for building. Build a room, stable, fence room, and save 2 wood each time, and then tree trimmer, get extra wood. Okay. So yeah, Wallfly will grab sheep here for sure. Then I'll grab traveling players. Yes, do I have to grab traveling players? I might not. I probably should though. Probably it's the way safer play. Yeah, with the educator, of course, my food costs are very high, so getting 4 food in 1 action this early is fine. Yeah, millstone plus clay oven will be 7 food with one from one major improvement, plus 2 food from yeah, 9 food from the clay oven. So that'll be pretty important for me to get because it'll pay for all the rest of my stuff. Whenever you play an occupation, you can build one stable at no cost afterwards. Yeah, so I guess you pay for 3 clay instead of the wood, and then the minor improvement as well. Yeah, that's seems like it's a pretty good card. What do I want to do here? Um, Honestly, could grab Cooking Earth here, or I could play. I could just play Store Owner, or I could plow a field. I've got a couple different things I can do. Probably plow is the best move, actually. Yeah, I don't want to spend the rest of my clay, and I don't need to do. I don't want to upgrade until I can get the store owner benefit from it. So just plow one field. That's fine. Means I only need to do one more plow later to not lose points. Because I think probably this will be an ugly farmyard game, good card game. That's probably gonna be how I'm gonna play this. In spite of these guys trying to play around the educator by not playing a lot of occupations themselves. Oh, I should announce. Feed 4. So I'll do Reedstone Food if it comes to me. I guess 3 wood's fine. Yeah, 3 wood is fine. So I do want to get another 2 reed because I do want to build one room. Probably I'll build rooms at 2 different times. Maybe I'll only build one room. I'll have to decide. Doing lots of family growth is good for me because I have lots of miners that I want to play. I don't know. We'll see. I'll play Store Owner. So Store Owner gives me a bonus point every time I play Major Improvement. So now I would definitely consider just upgrading my fireplace to a cooking hearth. I don't think I want to buy. I think I want to upgrade because I think I have enough clay costs throughout the game that I don't want to buy multiple things until maybe the end of the game. Maybe towards the end of the game I will, but not until then. Oh, tithe barn plus fence overseer. Nice combo. Yeah, really nice combo. And also the advantage is you want to play lots of occupations, so you're building stables one at a time. So yeah, that works very nicely. Um, what do I do here? There's nothing I really want to do, so I'll just upgrade my fireplace to a cooking hearth. Get a food, a clay, and a bonus point. And I should remove those. I guess I could have done starting player coffee break as well. That would have been fine too. Or start or granary. Hmm. Yeah, maybe coffee break would have been better there. Because I don't need to play Baker until round 9 or 11, probably. But I don't want to lose out on being able to play it all together. So. So, round 5, second action, and Anis gets to build 2 rooms. Pretty good. Pretty good. And Renault came out here, which is what I wanted. Although, it looks like Intel might Renault. Oh, maybe not. Hard to say. Really too early. So Reedstone food first action for me probably, and then second action Renault clay oven would be quite good. Although I guess I don't need to take stone. Hmm. So I guess we're thinking that we're gonna starve Anise. Although Anise only needs 3 food, or he only needs 2 food even. Okay, so I could get the well here, or I can get something else. Like I could do. I could grab clay. I do need to read stone food twice more probably, or I could just do 2 read, or I can just get the renovation out of the way. Let's do this. I think it's too huge for me to lose out on it. So I pay 2. Have I gotten any food yet? I don't think so. So, and I get a point from that thing. And my grain is now gone. So yeah, all my feeding for the next little while is just fine. Yeah, the joiner does read stone food, not really a surprise. I hope I get 3 wood or 2 reed. Either of those would be fine. So now, if yeah, doing starting player coffee break would be just fine for me. Actually, it's kind of a funny game because Wallfly will be able to first action starting player in round 7 to get the second growth with very little work. So that's quite nice. Wallfly's doing quite fine. Um, the fact that